Ladies and gentlemen, UNC gotta tell y'all something that you might not like, especially if you rockin' that black and yellow, because this off-season, the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't just turn the page. They ripped it clean off the book, put it in a paper shredder, and it reset at the running back position. And right in the middle of all that chaos, Najee Harris, the man who had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, got shown the door like he was just another dude. Now look, I ain't saying Najee can't ball, but I am saying this. NFL windows are short, and production without explosion, that's a luxury today's league can't afford. So today, we gon' break this thing down from top to bottom. We gon' talk about why Pittsburgh moved on, why Caleb Johnson might be the real deal, why Jaylen Warren is more than just a role player, and most importantly, we gon' talk about why Najee Harris, for all he has done, might have just caught the harshest stray of the entire 2025 offseason. Let's get into it. Let's start right here. Najee Harris was consistent. You give that man the rock, and he'll get you 1,000 yards year after year. But as unks always say, all yards ain't created equal. Najee's problem wasn't volume, it was violence. He was a volume back without breakaway juice. He'd grind out 4 or 5 yards a carry. But when you look around the league and see dudes like Devon Achane, Bijan Robinson, or Breece Hall breaking off 40-yard cuts, you start asking yourself, where's our home run hitter? And Douglas Clawson from CBS said it plain as day. He ain't sugarcoated. Najee was 3rd worst in explosive run rate last season. 5.7% of his rushes went for 12 yards. 3rd worst among backs with 200 carries. You can't have that if your offense already lacking juice. That's like trying to win a drag race in a pickup truck. Now I've seen players catch strays before, but Clawson's breakdown was a headshot, called Najee's exit, addition by subtraction. That's cold, that's Arctic, that's walking into the facility and seeing your name off the locker cold, but that's what happens when the numbers don't back you up. Harris' bruising style wore thin, not just physically, but schematically. Pittsburgh's offense needed explosion, and only NC gotta admit, Najee wasn't given it. And then, boom! Out the door he went. Now let's talk about this youngin' out Iowa. Caleb Johnson ain't just another rookie back. He's the kind of back Arthur Smith dreams about when he's drawing up outside zone. This boy had a 15% explosive run rate in college. 5th highest in FBS. That's a big deal. That's not just talent. That's game-changing potential. He ain't afraid to hit the edge, make that cut, and turn 2 yards into 30. You can feel the difference when he touches the ball. And here's the kicker. Caleb rushed for over 1,500 yards last season in the Big Ten, where grown men play defense. You think he's scared of the AAC North? Please, this boy was built for it. Let's not act like Jaylen Warren ain't part of this equation too. See, Jaylen's been knocking on the door for 2 seasons now. He's got that low center of gravity, great contact balance, and he brings the same toughness as Harris, but with just a little more juice. He averaged more yards per carry than Najee last season. Quietly took snaps away. Quietly made splash plays. Now that Najee's gone, Jaylen Warren is the new sheriff in town. At least until Caleb says otherwise. That 1-2 punch, that's dangerous. That's cost-controlled, explosive, and most importantly, fresh. You can ask for more than that in today's NFL. So what happened to Najee? Chargers scooped him up. 1-year deal, $525 million. On paper, good fit. They needed a veteran. New coach, new system, clean slate. But then, the NFL draft came through like a tornado and blew up that plan. 1st-round pick, Omarion Hampton, Onk's top dog. That boy's different. And just like that, Najee went from featured back to maybe getting featured in preseason. Look, I'm done seeing this before. You sign a prove-it deal, and the team drafts your replacement before you even unpack. Ain't no loyalty when they're looking for youth and explosion. Now, rumors say Nagy might be trade bait. Just a few months ago, he was the guy. Now, wow, he's trying to not be the odd man out. Life come at you fast in the NFL. Let's be real here. This ain't personal. It's business. Nagy's got 1760 carries between Alabama and Pittsburgh, and he just turned 27. That's ancient in running back years. When the mileage starts stacking, teams stop looking at what you did and start worrying about what your knees can't do next. Pittsburgh made a business decision. They got younger, cheaper, more explosive. That's a win in 2025 NFL economics. Running backs aren't what they used to be. It's a committee game now. And if you ain't breaking off chunk plays, you become replaceable real quick. The Steelers' offense struggled last year. No secret. They were stale, predictable, couldn't stretch the field vertically or horizontally. But this backfield revamp, that's a real fix. Caleb Johnson gives you the home run threat. Jaylen Warren gives you reliability. Together, you've got balance, burst, and youth. And if Arthur Smith, who knows a thing or two about running the football, can maximize this tandem, then Kenny Pickett, or whoever's under center, just got a whole lot of help. So today, we gon' break this thing down from top to bottom. We gon' talk about why Pittsburgh moved on, why Caleb Johnson might be the real deal, why Jaylen Warren is more than just a role player, and most importantly, we gon' talk about why Najee Harris, for all he has done, might have just caught the harshest stray of the entire 2025 offseason. Let's get into it. Let's start right here. Najee Harris was consistent. You give that man the rock, and he'll get you 1,000 yards year after year. But as unks always say, all yards ain't created equal. Najee's problem wasn't volume, it was violence. He was a volume back without breakaway juice. He'd grind out 4 or 5 yards a carry. But when you look around the league and see dudes like Devon Achane, Bijan Robinson, or Breece Hall breaking off 40-yard cuts, you start asking yourself, where's our home run hitter? And Douglas Clawson from CBS said it plain as day. He ain't sugarcoated. Najee was 3rd worst in explosive run rate last season. This ain't about disrespecting Najee. This is about building the right offense for right now. So here's where we land, folks. Najee Harris was good, consistent, tough. But the game passed him by quicker than anyone expected. And now, wow, the Steelers got a future at running back that's brighter, cheaper, and faster. Did Najee deserve better? Maybe. But the NFL don't care about what you deserve. It care about what you can deliver. And in 2025, the Steelers made it loud and clear. They don't want 4 yards and a cloud of dust anymore. They want fireworks. And that's exactly what Caleb Johnson and Jaylen Warren can provide. I tell y'all every week, this league don't wait for nobody. Not for Super Bowl winners, not for 4-time 1,000-yard rushers, not even for fan favorites. You either evolve or you get left behind. And Najee Harris, he just learned it the hard way. I just learned it the hard way. Pittsburgh made a cold move. But Unsay believes it was the right move. Because when you're trying to win in today's NFL, ain't no room for sentiment. Just production. Club shay out.